welcome to Bite-Sized History, Freedom Trail. Today we're actually here and walking the Freedom Trail and seeing everything, and I am in full highwayman costume right here. And yeah, I'm so excited. There'll be a link in the description where you can check out all the videos that I did on each stop. But today we're actually here, and I'm going to be talking about every stop just a little bit. So we're starting here at the Boston Commons. And it's a real life example of the tragedy of the Commons, which I talked about in my video, which you should go watch. But yeah, it's so cool to finally be here, and this is where we start our journey on the Freedom Trail. And from here I can see the old State House, the old State House and Park Street Church, which I'm super excited about, and those will be the next couple of us stops on our journey. So let's go ahead. I'm on the very start of the Freedom Trail now. Woo! So now we just have to start walking, and we're running to the next couple of stops. I'm just so excited about it. And it's lovely weather, by the way. Like, the weather is so good, and I'm so glad that we're fortunate enough for the weather to be nice and clear. It's a bit windy, but still pretty nice when we actually walk the Freedom Trail. Let's go. Okay, so now we're at the second stop, which is the Massachusetts State House. And Paul Revere, a really long time ago, overlaid the dome with copper, but now it has gold on it, and it was re-added actually fairly recently. But it has the sacred cod inside, which was once cod naps from some pranksters at Harvard, as well as this has appeared in both The Last of Us and Fallout 4. Okay, so we're here at the Park Street Church, which was only built in a year, which is really remarkable because it usually takes like several years to build it, as well as it was the tallest building in the country, but just for about 20 years when something else overrode it. So we're here at the Granary burying ground, which has so many really cool people buried here. And right here I'm standing by Paul Revere's grave, but it also has Sam Adams and some of the victims of the Boston Massacre, as well as the first dual victim in the United States. They're all buried here, which is super duper cool, as well as countless other people whose graves may or may not be marked. So now we're here at the fifth stop, which is King's Chapel, and I've been wanting to see this one for a really long time because these columns are actually made out of wood, but they look and feel like they're made out of stone, which is really cool. So I was really excited to take a look at these. So now we're at the sixth stop on the Freedom Trail, and that is King's Chapel burying ground. And this right here is what is called the most beautiful headstone in all of Boston, which we're right in front of right now, as well as the first woman to step off the Mayflower is buried here as well. And actually this burying ground was obviously here way before the church was, and then the land was bought and the church was built on top of it, and then it was renamed after the church. Unlike the Granary burying ground was not renamed, even though it was there before the church. So now we are at the seventh stop, which is where the first public school in America was, and the mosaic here is where the building actually was, but that was torn down and is currently at a different location. And there were 5 signers of the Declaration of Independence who actually went here, including Sam Adams, as well as Benjamin Franklin, who actually dropped out. And there's a statue of him right there, as he is probably the most famous person to have attended the school, even though he didn't graduate. Like all the other stops, there's a link in the description to where you can check out the video on this one specifically. So now we're here at the 8th stop, which is Chipotle! Yay! It's actually the Old Corner Bookstore, which is the oldest commercial building in Boston, as well as, I think, the first bookstore in all of America, which is super duper cool. But now there's Chipotle there, so we're going to take a bite over there. We are currently in Old South Meeting House. It's currently under restoration when we came here, so there's like scaffolding everywhere. But it's still really cool, and this is not where they originally came, but where they moved to and decided to actually do Boston Tea Party. And this is also, I believe, don't quote me on this, the British, knowing that this had a lot of revolutionary activity going on, they took it over and filled it with dirt and turned it into like a horse riding, practice stable-y thingy. But hey, we're still here, and it's really cool to be here. I feel like I should be really quiet because I feel like something important's going on. Okay, so we are here at the Old State House, which is where the Declaration of Independence was first read to anyone but the people that have already wrote it. It's right there from that balcony directly behind me. As well as there is a unicorn and a lion up there, and those are symbols of royalty, and like this is the king's thing. And they burned it after they read the Declaration of Independence out loud. People were cheering and all stuff like that. And every 4th of July they read the Declaration of Independence, but they don't burn down the lion and the unicorn anymore. I wish they did, that would be really cool. And right in front of the State House is the site of the Boston Massacre, which I went into very much detail in a different episode, so make sure to go check that out, as well as the videos and the rest of the stuff on the Freedom Trail. But there's a 5-pointed star in the middle as well as all around the edges, which stands for the 5 victims that were killed in the Boston Massacre and the countless others that were injured. Yeah, I really can't believe I'm standing here where such a historical event happened that was said to have sparked the American Revolution. So right behind me is Faneuil Hall, and this is where they started the meeting for the Boston Tea Party, and then they had to move to the Old South Meeting House because there were too many people here and they didn't all fit. But still, it's so cool to be here. This is where it started, and there is a very large marketplace behind it now. So we're going to take a look and see if we can get anything harmful. So now we are at the Paul Revere House Museum, which is obviously where Paul Revere lived. And he lived here during the very famous Paul Revere's ride, as well as he had 16 children, some of which lived here with him. And yeah, it's just super cool. And I don't really know much about his ride, so I'm hoping to learn a little bit more about it while I'm here. So behind me is the church where the lanterns were lit during Paul Revere's ride, which is super duper cool, as well as it has a bust of George Washington inside that, according to Lafayette, who came back around 50 years later, he said that is a general that I knew. So it's apparently the best representation of George Washington out there, and I'm really, really excited to see it. Let's go. Okay, so now we're at Copp's Burying Ground, which is where the builder of the Constitution is buried, as well as the guy who hung the lanterns in the church we were just at. He is buried here as well as countless other people, as well as several free African Americans are buried in the Potter's Field of this. This is where a bunch of craftsmen and scientists and engineers are buried as well. Okay, so here we are at the second to last stop, which is the Bunker Hill Monument, which is super duper cool. And Lafayette laid the cornerstone for this, so I want to, if it's if it's not inside, I want to go and I want to touch it. But yeah, we're just gonna go see the Constitution and then we can wrap up and go. Okay, so the last stop is right here, and it's the USS Constitution. Unfortunately, we missed the last guided tour, so we can't actually get on the boat. She was called Old Ironsides because she was a very, very strong boat, and she cannonballs appeared to kind of like roll off of her. And she just seemed a lot stronger than she actually was, and it seems like her sides were made of iron, which got her the nickname Old Ironsides, even though her sides are actually made out of a balloon of wood. But it's still really, really cool to see. I talked about her more in depth in a different video, so they'll be linked in the doobly-doo to where you can check